Retro Road Trip. Chris. Chad. Chris.
Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Retro Road Trip. I'm Chris.
Yeah, I'm Chad.
This episode is going to be called Coin Munchers. I know that's a pretty obscure name, but let Chad explain what we're doing today.
Yeah, so today our trip takes us to the early 80s. This is when coin munchers were huge because people would keep putting in quarters in just to see how good of a high score they could get. And this caused all kinds of competition in pool halls and bars and stuff like that. And pizza halls. I remember going to a local pizza place all the time. And there was a tabletop arcade game. And that's the one that we're going to look at today. And I'm going to let Chris get a taste of what it was like to only have 3 lives and you couldn't continue. So it was all about the high score.
Well, that sounds like it could be fun or very frustrating. Either way, I'm going to enjoy it. So we'll be back in a second. I'm going to get the game set up and see you in a minute. So here we go. We are going to play Galaga. This is going to be the first one we start out with. I'm excited to play it. It looks like it could be fun or challenging or very frustrating.
It's definitely old school. It's actually the sequel to a game called Galaxian. I don't remember that one real well, but I was familiar with it. But yeah, it's interesting. That was the original version. It was called Galaxian.
I mean, it's got to be different, obviously, because I'm playing on I'm using just a general Xbox controller.
First death.
First bleep of the show.
Yeah, those sound effects, the pew-pews of the lasers and the explosions and stuff, I remember those so well as a kid. Be eating that pizza and then just craving to jump on there. Now, what's kind of cool about this game is the company...
Jesus Christ.
Well, that was his first set of 3 already.
That was it?
that's his first set of 3.
My hit-miss ratio is it's off the charts, guys. Alright, so I guess I will try it again here. This would be me inserting a bunch more coins into it so I can play again. Do you have any fun stories or anything like that about playing this game?
Well, one cool thing about this in particular game, there were some newer games made by the same company later on for like the PlayStation and stuff. They actually used this as the loading screen. So as the game loaded, I could get the company wrong, but I'm thinking Namco. But as the screen loaded, you actually got to play Galaga.
Nice.
And sometimes it'd make you mad when it loaded all the way because you're actually getting to do pretty good at it. But yeah, that was kind of cool. So this game has been brought back, and there's newer versions that I know have came out.
Hey, I did pretty good.
Yeah,
that one.
you got stage 2. Yeah, now they start shooting their lasers. It gets rough.
Just spam the hell out of the shoot button and hope that gets me through here.
You're doing pretty good. And careful, those bees, they loop around at the bottom. So once they come down to the bottom, they'll come back at you.
So what type of you said this was like a tabletop, so like what were the controllers like for that?
They're built in. It was like think of like a bar top or just like a coffee table, and then it had like the controllers. You kind of put your hands into it, and part of the coffee table would kind of block off your hands, and you're basically looking down at a screen to the coffee table. And it was usually Galaga was a big one. I can't remember if Donkey Kong was tabletop or not, but I know this one for sure was. And they were cool. You could sit your drink down on the table while you're playing, and it was pretty cool. But yeah, I think of this game, I smell pizza. I know that's weird to say, but
Well, no, a lot of the old school games like that
Oh, that
were
was a good run.
in the pizza places back then. And
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. So you see the high score there is 20,000. I believe that's when you get an extra life as well.
Oh, nice.
And I always, if I could get that far, I felt like I had a good run. Oh, they got you.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I was looking up on top of the screen.
Oh, that's my fault. My bad. My bad. But
All
no,
right.
that's good, dude. 15,000. That's good. You're there.
All right. So, what game do you have next for me?
Well, this is another old school one, also in 1981. It's a game by the name of Frogger. Another simple game, and it's easy to explain, and we'll see how you like this one. Now, have you ever played this one before?
I have not. I already like the little load up screen here. We got some frogs. Looks like crossing the road and lining up.
This is what is it called? Crossy Road, where you got like the little animals that you go and skip forward. They have them at like the big arcades.
Mm-hmm.
That actually is basically the new age version of Frogger. 10 points for each step, 50 points for every frog arrived home safely. So basically, you press up, down, left, and right.
All right.
And you're going to be crossing the road with all kinds of traffic and stuff. Now just be aware at the very top you're going to have turtles that like to dive. You don't want to jump on them, and you'll understand that when you get to it.
Oh. Okay.
Uh-oh. There you go.
Oh. Those are
Yeah,
the turtles
you
were
got
talking
you got to
about.
be. No.
Damn it.
Well, that's Frogger.
Jesus.
Are the controls wonky on it?
No,
Or?
not at all.
Okay, cool. And now those are the diving turtles I'm talking about.
Oh,
The ones
okay.
they go underwater. You can't land on them.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, that's the car.
Yeah, that's a car. Thanks.
It's in GTA. Like they would have been good. Those are bad.
So the ones that flash green, you
The
can't-
ones that are flashing green is them diving, and no, they go underwater, so you die.
Oh, okay.
So you gotta jump on the ones that stay up. Like those are good, and then you gotta jump on
What?
the log.
Oh, you got to jump on a
Yeah,
log.
you gotta crouch. You
Oh,
can't jump
okay.
in the water. Water.
I gotcha.
For some reason, water is bad to frogs.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but logs are good. It gets a little trickier up here because they start going quicker. There you go. And then you're going to try to jump in that little hole there.
The hole?
That-
Oh my god!
Oh, you're there, man. You see the little
Oh,
squares
man.
at the very
Yeah,
top?
I
Now,
gotcha.
that flashing thing is a fly. You get extra bonus points if you get that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was looking somewhere else on that one. That was my fault. So what about this? Do you have any fun memories with this one?
You know, there was a place called Skate World that a lot of the kids went to on the weekends, and that's where we'd do birthday parties, or our school would actually do trips to Skate World with a bunch of the kids. And what was cool is in the back they had a Frogger cabinet. All the other kids were out there skating and stuff.
I
I was
thought that's
usually
where I
checking
had to
that
jump,
out.
was into the...
Oh, I wasn't even paying attention to it.
Do you not jump on the water right there?
Yeah, you do jump in the water there.
It killed me.
Well, it's very finicky on timing. You may have clipped the corner of it. I wasn't watching, so I can't call on that.
Alright. One more try. For real this time. Oh my god!
Not
This is
a
what you
great
would
start.
say back then too all the time, huh? Just one more try and then you just keep...
Yeah, exactly. And it was all about that high score. Getting, okay, I got 3 frogs in. I want to get 4 now. I want to get 5. I want to get to the next level. Oh, that was gutsy, but you made it. Oh, wow.
Okay.
That was a nice move there, man. Oh, yeah. That made me nervous.
This one's
You're getting the
scary.
hang of this one.
Oh,
okay.
All right. Here we go.
My gosh.
Oh, no. Oh, I still have one. I still have one. I still
you got
have
an
one.
extra life. you had an extra life.
All right, that's
Shit.
gonna be it for Frogger. I got 4. That's a good.
That was very good.
left.
I gotta give you props on that. That was good run.
So far, these games are very frustrating and somewhat challenging. So I hope this gets better.
Well, the next one I've got, I can't make any promises on that. Just to get that out of the way. Next game I got is an old one called Joust. It came out in 1982. Do you know the game Flappy Bird, where you gotta keep tapping the button? That's basically how you control your creature, and you're on an ostrich, and you joust. Anyways, this is Joust, and you're already getting the rhythm of it. You gotta collect the egg, or else it will hatch again. Look out. You can kill them by hitting them in the head, or hitting them from behind, or stomping them. You're already kicking ass, dude. Yeah, but you see what I mean by Flappy Bird. And it's got a very weird way that if you push left, your guy will continue to go that direction. It feels really weird, but that's how they had it back in the day. Oh shoot.
No!
Yeah, I saw that coming.
I kind of lost track of where I was.
It gets a little crazy. And this is just level 2.
Oh, man.
Interesting thing about this game, it's also multiplayer. So that you and a buddy could actually sit there and I believe you could kill each other. So you had to be careful. But yeah, this is another one where it's all about that high score. You see it plain as day down there, 56,000.
That's not 56,000.
Oh, 5,700. Oh, I saw that there was another icon that was right next to it for a second.
Oh, man. All right, we're going to give it one more try, and then that'll be it for this one. I'm not sure I am a fan of this one at all. The controls are pretty hard.
They're not, because if you press the direction, your guy will continue to run that direction. So holding it or just tapping it does the same thing. And it doesn't make for a very user-friendly style of play, honestly. It's like, yeah, if you just tap it, he continues to run, so you gotta ring him in. Oh, that was close. Oh, there you go. Yeah, it definitely gets a little crazier. And they had this for like the Ataris and stuff like that. I remember wasn't as colorful and pretty as this one was, because that was a big part of the draw, was the colorful graphics. And I mean, how cool is it? You're riding an ostrich stomping on pterodactyls. Back then fantasy was still kind of a new concept. Oh, nice. Oh, there's a lava monster. Oh!
Oh, no.
You can't touch them at all, I guess. Get that for you. Oh. You got it. Oh, there you go. Watch here they're burning, you know?
Mm-hmm. Oh, he got me.
Yeah, it gets a little tougher and a little tougher each time.
Yeah, it does.
But yeah, doesn't it remind you of Flappy Bird having that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Recovery. Oh.
All right.
And that is Joust.
All right. right, Chad. I think you have one more left for us. So what do you got?
This is another one from 1982 by the name of DigDug. It's a fairly popular one with people who lived when these arcade cabinets were out. Another simple, play style, but a lot of fun trying to get that high score. So yeah, here's DigDug.
Awesome. I like the little. The graphics on this are obviously immaculate.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's get it going.
And that right there is what they call the attraction scene or the attract scene or attract mode. That's what would try to get little kids to want to go and play the game. They'd have the music playing or seeing some of the action going on. Attract mode is what they called that.
So what am I supposed to do?
Okay, so your button makes you pump a little hand pump, an air pump, but you use that on bad guys. Bad guys coming at you, so okay. It'll take a couple times on this one. It gets a little weird.
Okay.
But go ahead and find out what button is your air pump. There you go. So what you do is you go find an enemy and you hit them with the air pump. The enemies can eventually float through the ground, and you gotta keep pumping till they pop.
Okay.
See, now that guy's floating. Now, eventually these guys will start floating too. Now, be careful of the rocks. They will smash you. But you can use them to smash bad guys too. Alright, so be careful. Here they come. There you go. Now, the dragons blow fire. So every once in a while you gotta be careful because they will try to scorch you. I guess kind of an interesting story on this game. They had a hard time trying to figure out what kind of music to have to play.
No.
Yeah, you gotcha. They had a hard time figuring out what kind of music they wanted to use for the game. So they ended up doing it with the steps that you would hear. Oh, be careful! That thing will stop you. So they matched it to the steps, and that's how you listen to the music is when you're moving, because they couldn't figure out what sound effect for footsteps. Now there you go. Be careful, they're going to start floating up to you.
Yeah, I know. I just noticed that after you said that. I can hear the music.
Yeah. As you walk, that's how they did that. That was a nice call. Now, this game gets a little cheap. And I don't remember what level it's on, but they start doing it to where there's actually two of them. And you start pumping one and the other one comes walking through it, if that makes any sense. It's like a really cheap tactic by the arcade game. Oh, good call.
Oh, man.
Alright, now the last one is always trying to get away. So you can just go to the front of the screen or wherever and just wait for him to get there, and he's going to be going to the left. Or you can let him go. That's mercy.
Okay. Alright.
I can't remember when the cheap one comes in. It's not this one. I think it's when the dirt changes color. And it's got kind of a weird movement too when you got to press up. Oh man, I got you.
I got cornered right there.
But it had kind of a weird feel too. When you push up, you gotta like push up right. And
Round 4 is what I made it to.
that's pretty good.
We can try it one more time. We'll try it a couple more times. This isn't that bad. I can see this one. I'd be something I'd maybe play for a bit.
Yeah, it's addictive. It's simple, and then when you start getting good enough, you can start to use the rocks to your advantage. Like dig underneath, and the guy will follow along, and the rock will smash him. And the rock will smash through a little tiny bit of dirt, kind of like that little fluff there you got. But it'll actually smash through that.
So the more you dig, the higher your score goes up too.
Oh
I
yeah.
didn't notice that.
I honestly didn't either. I've played this game for years and never really put two and two together. There you go.
Nice.
Didn't lose anybody. And there's been a few other games made similar to this. I can't remember which ones. But they actually had a sequel to this too that I never did see in the arcades. It was done a little different. It wasn't a bad game, but it wasn't as fun as this one. I think. But they actually changed the game style, made it a little interesting. So I gotta give them props for trying something different.
Nice.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I remember these arcade machines, and another thing about like old 80s arcade games, the artwork on the cabinets themselves were so cool. I remember this artwork being real colorful, and I think he's like pumping a dude, and he's getting ready to pop, and this really cool old style retro artwork, and I love that style. Every game that we've played on this list so far has had a pretty cool looking cabinet, probably. Alright, once you kill him, that dragon's gonna start trying to get out. Oh, he's already coming. Now he's gonna move to the left. Oh, he didn't. I forgot to go to the left. Good game.
Sweet.
I
got
saw that
right
little
there.
dude coming after you.
Alright.
Life number 3.
Damn it, it happened again. That's it.
Yep, that is DigDug.
That's been episode number 2 for Retro Road Trip. I'm Chris.
And I have actually got a challenge for you. The games that we played today, I want you to pick 2 games. You get 3 lives, best high score wins.
I accept. That sounds like a good challenge. That'll be a fun next episode. Actually, I have another idea too. Why don't you guys pick the 2 games that I play down below? We'll kind of go through the votes, and we'll pick the 2 games, and that's the 2 games we'll play. So, for real this time, I'm Chris.
And I'm Chad.
Thanks for coming along.